Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here. How you doing? Right, now this week we have got a few free days. There's not too much exciting happening on the workshop at this very second, so we're going back to a few of the maps that I missed a few months ago when there was so much going on and a few were slipping through the back door. Today's map looks glorious. It's a creator we have done twice in the past, episodes 320 and 465, but to date they've never scored more than 2 points for detailing. Hopefully today's map will break that trend. But before we go about breaking trends, one little job for you to do. Yes, it's your daily reminder. That's right, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thank you very much for your assistance. Right, let's crack on and have a look at Yuso Island by Yeritar. Now, it's pretty damned fine looking. Tropical style island, one must say. There's your start square, water and a highway. Not too much more you can ask really. Perhaps an intersection maybe. Resources look like that. Almost looks like the flag of a country, doesn't it? All the boldness of the colours, all good. And then off to the workshop. What do we need? The answer is a few trees. The Unlimited Trees mod is highly recommended, in fact I would say essential. We are using the Clara map theme and the recommended LUT is Clarity, although there are 3 others listed there, but Clarity is the recommended. Right, we're going to start off in the fog. The fog is switched on today because we're not going to be doing too much in the fog, just this little entrance point onto the island via a tunnel, which you can just about make out under the sea there. All the way across you can see the terrain modification from the tunnels all the way across. Not a big problem, nobody's really going to be looking for those apart from me. Of course I would be. One of my big bugbears with this particular map is the trees between the highways. Not that you can't have foliage between the highways, like this one here can easily have broken through the concrete there and got a grip between the two. It's just that if I was a structural engineer and I saw a tree like this, it's quite a wide trunk there, you see. It's going to have a big old root system underneath the highways, and that, if you know, in real life, that would, and here we've got some foliage creeping onto the roads all around. But yes, they would indeed start breaking up the asphalt and the tarmac fairly quickly. It'd be an expensive thing, especially this tall tree in the middle there. So for me, I don't mind a little bit of foliage down the middle, but we are seeing a lot of it. The exception to the rule, of course, is when they break up and move apart from each other like this. And this is okay. Well, shall we go left or right? I'm thinking we will go, it's a triangle about by the way, I think we'll go to the left and follow this lovely sweeping snaking highway here. So it comes back together. Nice detailing work keeping the highway elevated and flat and level. Another one of those pesky trees going on there, a little bit of glitching on the tree behind it, and this one here is annoying big time. Okay, I'm not going to go on too much more about the trees between the highways because the trees are causing problems in other ways as well. Where's that emerging? And over here. Now, if you have a look here, look at the way that the road comes down out of that tunnel quite steeply. On the other side, it kind of elevates as it's going in as well, so not the sharpest of tunnels. Big elevated sections we go across the river. I think you can call this a river. I do like, we'll see the rail a bit later on, but I do like the way it cuts through between the legs. That's very tidily done. I like that. I don't know if it was this, you know, a requirement really, but it was a nice little touch. Little touches hopefully push themselves up towards the 4th star for detailing. Be good, wouldn't it? Now the 2 highways break out of the tunnels there and there, and what we have here is opportunities for a U-turn. That's a an expensive way of doing a U-turn. Surely you wait until you get back down to the ground and then perhaps give a little U-turn opportunity there. But hey, we're not in the real world. We're in a fantasy tropical world where you've got trillions of pounds to spend on doing U-turns, but not cutting down trees between the highways. Okay, let's follow this around. Oh, we've got another tunnel. So many tunnels. This tunnel comes out over here. It's not too bad. And stays elevated as we go down towards the tunnels, which will take us out off the edge of the map. Now, we're not going to leave here, but I just want to show you while we're over here. Same time we'll see this area here. We've got a lot of trees, stray trees here. A bit of loose tree brushing going on there, I would suggest. And those are points off for detailing. Now, where's that tunnel going? I think we can get to over there. Is there underneath here? Yes, an elaborate we got billions to spend on underground highway intersections. That's brilliant. Love it. I just love the fantasy world that we live in when we play in Cities Skylines. Yeah, we've got this. It pops out for a little bit of air, goes back in for some more air, and this is more fantasy. Wait for this. Wait for this. It goes under this mountain, a long way under the mountain. I wouldn't. Do you know why? It's a dormant volcano. I wouldn't want to risk angering it by going through a lava thread or something like that. Is a thread a stream? I don't know. I wouldn't trust it. I would not trust it. Notice the way we've got nice straight lines of tree brushing here. I don't know what is going on there, but I'd want that tidied up if that was my map. And then carry on along this way, not mentioning anything to do with those trees in the middle of the highways. Oh, darn it, I've done it again. Now down here we've got another little intersection going on. I quite like this one. This is quite an interesting. It's far from perfect. We do have some issues with it, not least all the trees. And that is we've got foliage on the line there. Where are we? Yes, we're looking down here. We've got glitching of trees through the concrete there. And then, is this high enough? Is this donut proof? Hard to see. I'm looking around for a donut van. There's never a donut van when you need one, is there? Typical. But yes, I can say it's definitely pretty low, because over here we do have a street lamp clipping through, so it's touch and go at the very least. At the very least. Anyway, I just like this swooping there. It's a really lovely intersection. We'll have a look at where that goes in a few moments' time after the intermission, because that's an interesting thing in itself as well. And swooping through the environment again, it's got a lovely feel to it. I'm liking the feel to the map. Here is your start square, if you can call it a start square. There is no intersection here. Look at how close the two highways are together, which means if you're going to want to build your intersection yourself, you're going to either have to demolish a bit of highway to rebuild it, or use one of the anarchies, or move it, basically modding. So if you're not playing mods, then you're going to have to demolish and rebuild. Could be expensive. I'll follow the road around and elevate it again. Liking the road. Look, the road layout is just it's just so sumptuous, I would say. Now here, we've got a lot of trees in the water. Now, is this a swamp area? Is this the trees aren't obviously swamp trees, but I can suspend disbelief, you know. Is it a swamp area? Is this intended? Is it? I'm not so sure. We'll follow the road on anyway, as if nothing really mattered. And then we'll head across this bridge, heading off towards the edge of the map now, slowly getting there. It's been 9 minutes and we're still doing the roads. Still doing the roads. We'll get to the rail in a minute, I promise. And don't worry, asset review is still coming. We haven't missed it. It's still coming. Following the roads down here, we could take a left or a right. I think we'll take the oh look, we've got more once again, is this swampland? Is this intended to be swampland? There's so many trees there. I'm again inclined to suspend disbelief and say it probably is, although we have seen with the water issues, with the sort of the previously flooded trees even on the edge of the map, that I doubt it. Right, rail, because rail, here's those flooded trees as well, drowned trees. The rail's not bad, it actually comes in nice and smooth. I can let that go quite happily. And at this point, I can allow a little bit of suspension of disbelief where the rail is going up and down gently. Okay, it's possibly, oh, we've got lots of catenary interference with the foliage here, and lots of plants on the line as well, so needs tidying up also. But in terms of it's not very flat, well, it's not very flat, but at this location I'm quite happy with it to be within tolerance, you know, within believability. I can suspend my disbelief. Right, we'll follow the rail down, and in a moment, oh, look at the trees. That's got to be, I'm not even zooming in close. We'll be here all day if we're looking for every tree that's interfering with the rail line, because I think there might be a few more that we might not have seen. When I say might, I tend to the yes. Now that was that lovely little bit of rail that cuts through the legs of the highway. I did like that. That for me is a highlight of the map as well. We can go left or right. I think we'll go left. I think because the left, if we go this way, and then we can go this way, and then we go back that way. There's a few, like I say, slightly unbelievable slopes going on there. And then underneath the highway, where we've got some more foliage, and we'll come across one of these things. Yes, it's today's asset of the day, and it's the Glass Narrow Station by Vilgard 92. Now, there's a couple of options with this. There is actually a modular system on the workshop at the moment as well, but I chose the Glass Narrow Station because it's just easier for me to pay and display, you know. And factoids because factoids. Oh, hang on, I've lost it. I've lost my page. I'll be back. I'm back. Napoleon once bought Josephine a dress entirely covered in fresh rose petals. Ah, something for her to mulch about in the next few days, isn't it? Anyway, yes, this is a lovely thing. Glass Narrow Station by Vilgard 92, today's asset of the day. Cue music. See, I nearly got that right. Nearly. Right, okay, we're going to climb up the hill now. Now, so the hills here were too steep, but I'm not going to stop and make a big thing about it because honestly, there are worse things. Like all those drowned trees. Was that really swampland? I don't think so. Where's that emerging? I can't see. Where's that rail line disappeared to? Ikanya? Where have you? Oh no, it's not Ikanya. Yurita, what have you done with it? There it is. It emerges over there, and we can just treacle off to the edge of the map and have a moment to relax, a bit of respite.
Have you never quite worked out how to use Ploppable Rico? And what the heck is Ploppable Rico anyway? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Ploppable Rico by BonBonB. Click the information button below.
When he says below, of course he means above. Yes, well, it's too good to re-record though. It's too good to re-record. Right, back to Yuso Island by Yurita, and we have shipping routes. We have no end of shipping routes. There are so many. They follow sensible routes. They go all the way around the island, well, 90% of the way around the island. Just one small stretch that you can't get to, but frankly you probably don't want to. We've got some right angled turns going on here. That for me is a fail, especially when you've got that tail, that stray end there that could have connected. Look, you've got right angled turn here, right angled turn there, and then chase after the tanker. That could have easily been connected up with that stray end there. I don't know why that wasn't done. This bridge is too low. Even the container vessel will not get underneath that without clipping its antennae. And then we've got more right angle turns as well. But there you go, shipping routes around most of the island. Water flow, we do have some water flow going on. It's not the strongest, but the question is it flowing past the start square? Because if it is, all can be forgiven. Now where is the start square? Darn it. Oh, it's over here. Right, so is it? Yeah, we got water flow. It's coming in from the outside of the map, this water flow, but it's still moving. And for that, I think we can be thankful. Okay, let's have a look at the island, a few of the other bits. Now, say a few of these, like these little islands around the outside, they're just too straight-edged for me. It's just almost rushed to completion, I think, again. Like these trees here, so many times the trees, like over it now, this isn't swampland. This tells me that all those other drowned trees are just drowned trees, not swampland, which is a shame, because I could buy into them. I don't even think that lake is actually filled up completely. There's definitely a little bit of room for some more water in there. So, right, now the mountains. Now, I don't mind the tree placements on these mountains. If you have a look here, normally I'd have a moan that, oh no, it's covered in... No, I don't mind that on this particular one. I buy into it because it does feel like a tropical mountain. Whereas here, look, right at the top here, when you get to a certain elevation, a certain altitude, that's where the trees stop growing. And I buy it. And then, of course, we've got the Dormant Volcano. Not much you can do about the grass around the edge at the top. That is just a theme issue. And we just have to assume that nobody's going to peer up there. What more? What more have we got going on? Like, once again, the straight lines of the tree painter. Don't know what's going on there. It's a horrible, horrible thing. Trees do not grow in straight lines unless you tell them to. And then you've got this. Now this, for me, this was going to be the big problem on the map. We got the tunnel running underneath there, so we got you know, the causeway, the elevated viaduct. What is it? Anyway, we'll call it a bridge. It's a bridge. But then this island in the middle, sandy island in the middle, it's just suffering from being a little bit too damp. It was more damp when I loaded the map, especially these tunnels. Actually, these surprised me when I got to this point recording, because these were full of water when I launched the map. It's evaporated since, but if you take on this map, yeah, the water will evaporate, but you will start off with water in those tunnels. But we have got, as you can see, very wet roads there. And if we have a look here, I'm going to switch on the terrain lines in a moment. You can see that just dips away there. And the problem is that's just below sea level. And the way that the game works, it doesn't pay any attention to water flow. If it's below sea level, it will fill with sea water. And there you go. Okay, so yes, could be just raised a little bit. Your chance to vote on the map: is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your votes really do count. We use them at the end of the month to decide the viewer's choice top 10 maps of the month. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Do you like it? Do you like it? Are you going to agree with my scores? Well, if you don't, it's tough because they're my scores. That's why I give you a vote now. Aesthetically, I quite like this. Again, I like the design, I like the layout, I like the roads, the theme and luck combo are really good. I like a lot of it. It's almost pushed down to a 3 stars because of some of the problems, but I still think it's 4 for aesthetics. Detailing, I'm not going to say anything more about it other than he's never got, or she, Yeritar has never got more than 2 stars for detailing. And again, I feel I can't give that 3rd star. It's just 2 stars for detailing. It's at least a 3-star map, but for all the mess ups. Gameplay, I think there's plenty. I would give 4 stars, but you're going to be spending so much time fixing some of the detailing issues that I've got to bring it down to 3. But still, 3 is a pass. You just got to do some work. It's just not going to be an easy map. Yuso Island by Yeritar. Yeah, I think Yeritar's got so much potential. Please, Yeritar, if you ever watch one of these shows, just take a little bit more time before releasing the map. Go over it, have a little look with that fine-tooth comb, and just sort a few of the little issues, or get a friend to look at it for you. Hopefully, because you're going to be up there with the greats if you could sort those little problems out. And I mean that. I'm not just saying that. So thanks anyway for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. There's an old map on the screen now to watch. If you want to go and a little vote on that one, you can. And I'll see you tomorrow for another map in the What's a Map series if you fancy. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.